And I would ask one member of the family. Here's a flag that you can place on this little pad. Or on this pillow, whichever's best, easiest for you.
That's good. Well, I can't sneak it up there.
So John was able to join the Army after Korea then, so he missed all of that, didn't he? He was indeed a fortunate man. And he graduated from A&T.
Aggie Pride.
My college.
All right. Well, that's important. It's wonderful. And did he join or was he drafted?
He joined.
He joined.
He sure did. He joined after college.
Did you go through ROTC or did they have it?
Yep, they had ROTC and an A&T, and he went to the Army
So he
in
joined after
1953.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, because back then, of course, for those of you who were a little younger, don't remember that they had a draft back then. And it was hard for a young man to get a good job because they knew he was going to be drafted in a couple of years. And so many of people like John, and I know myself, said, well, I'll go ahead and get it over with. Enjoy. It's wonderful that we're able to recognize it.
Yes, it is.
And we thank all the staff members for joining us.
We thank you.
Oh, can I read this?
Pardon?
Can I read this? All right. Thank you so much. All right. John Nathaniel, champion in the Army at Fort Jackson, South Carolina in 1953. After graduating from North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina with a BS in agricultural engineering. Aggie Pride. He was a proud member of the 8th Infantry Division Battery A 56 FABN. After completing basic training, he completed the quartermaster course and food service schools. His most significant duty assignment was with the HQ and HQ Detachment 9330 TU Ordnance as a cook. His honors and recognitions include the National Defense Service Medal. He left active duty service in 1955 and transferred to the Army Reserve in Raleigh, where he continued to serve with honor for many years. He was appointed to the rank of Specialist 4 in 1960. One of his most proud moments and favorite stories was about buying a new car, when he left active duty near Huntsville, Alabama at Redstone Arsenal. His brother Roosevelt, who he calls the best highway driver ever, helped him drive the car back to North Carolina. Thank you.
Do you have a copy of the National Defense Service Medal of the Award?
I do not.
If you write your congressman and give him his military ID, not his social security number, but his serial number,
My service number.
that time, as much information as you possibly can, he may be able to help you obtain one.
Okay.
And along with any, and there's a form called a DD 214.
Got it.
Take a copy of that and put it in the envelope with it.
I'll do that.
And they may be able to get it for you.
Thank you. We'll work on that for sure.
And if you contact your congressman, he can obtain for you in recognition of John a flag that's been flown over the Capitol building.
Nice.
There is a small nominal fee, of course, and for it, and you get your choice of how elaborate you want the flag to be. But they do it all day long. Run them up, run them down.
That's where people get it.
But you're able to get that too as well.
All right. Thank you so much.
They'll tell you what I forget what the charge is, and it's probably gone up.
Yeah, it's on the website. I saw it last night.
Any questions or anything else for anyone?
Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Champion.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's nice you were able to recognize our veterans because so many of them came back without being recognized.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Now, he spent from 53 to 60 in the military. All of that active duty or reserve time?
53 to 55 was active.
Active.
And I know he got one of the certificates. Well, you guys can pass that around. I made a, look at that. Okay. This is my Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader tribute to my dad. All right, there we go. So I had the last thing I have is a school he went to in 1960. I found a certificate for that, but yeah, I'm not sure how long he was in the reserve after he got off active, but yeah, that's something. Forgot to turn the stars on. The stars flash.
Oh my goodness.
Also,
That was my talent special effects moment.
Oh, that's right. You said you had stars on
is that nice? Yes, I did. Nice mementos.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, taking time to come. Thank you so much.
Any questions I can answer, or anything else?
It's funny that you might be a good person. Cousin and I were talking about it. So he had a college degree and he entered the Army with a college degree. And I'm sure it's the way things were. It didn't matter if you had a college degree back then because things were so segregated. So when in history was it more common for African Americans with a college degree to be offered a chance to become an officer?
I really can't say definitively.
Right.
I know that I joined the Army in November 1957. And at that time, there was no differentiation on race.
Right.
And there were officers as well as non-commissioned officers of all races. And I knew that, I do know that Harry Truman was president who signed the, I guess the paperwork or whatever you would call it at that time to desegregate the military. But I know when I went to basic training, there were African Americans, there was whites, there was Hispanic, there was really a conglomeration of America, and what it should be.
And in that yearbook, there's it's like a basic training yearbook, and there's like pictures of black guys, white guys.
Yeah,
sure is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a school yearbook. And so I'm thinking,
Yeah. I, as far as ROTC, I can only speculate that that whether, I don't know whether John completed the entire ROTC curriculum or not. I do know that I can use today's environment for example. My granddaughter was dating a young man at East Carolina, who definitely, he wanted to go into the active Army desperately. But as we all know from the newspaper and everything else, the number of people in the active Army is just going like this. And when he completed his ROTC and graduated college, he was told, well, we really don't need you in the active Army, you have to go into the reserves.
Oh, wow.
And because there's simply too many of them. And I do know that they're forcing a certain number of active duty soldiers, both officer and enlisted, to get out because of budget constraints.
Wow.
I mean, I received a mailing, as a retiree, I received a mailing, an email from the Army, and I mean, it's even people who've been in the Army 10, 12 years who are actually in Afghanistan, get a letter saying you're going back to the States because in 90 days you're going to be separated from the military. You know, it's really, really.
changed a lot.
I know, I retired in 1979, and at that time, the Army itself had 16 combat divisions, and now there's about half that. So it's, I mean, as you've seen, we had to call up people from the reserves, simply to go to Iraq. And it's really unfortunate. Can you imagine you getting called up and you're trying to maintain a job here and go and so forth, and sometimes the pay is not commensurate with what you were making, and it's really difficult.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions I might answer? Well, believe me, it's been my privilege to be with you today.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so very much, and John, it's my pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
God bless.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Take care, thank you so much.
Thank you. Take good care of you.
Nice meeting you.
Okay.
Can you stop it?
Thank you.